Yep. What's up? You want me to call? Okay.
Turn the main up.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Kenny, we're on my phone.
Are we not going on? No. Don't forget to record us. Oh, is there a card in there now? Yeah. Okay, good.
Live, bringing you the second half of this Sailors soccer game. It is 1-0 the score. Steamboat Sailors are down, but not out. We are working with you guys, trying to bring you the video and trying to also bring you radio broadcast. We moved our whole setup. Hopefully the technology gods are on our side. We will see. But Steamboat Sailors going to halftime, trying to regroup. Josie Foote still in goal as she has kept the Sailors in this one, and it is vital that she continues what she's been doing. She has some magic going on here today. It's going to be Evergreen's kickoff, number 7 to take it. Steamboat Sailors have Armbruster out wide right, Annie Hager and Vargas in the center of defense, Ellie Blair out left. And hopefully you can watch this game on YouTube now. Let the fans know so that way they can relay the message to everybody else. Hey, the video should be up on YouTube, so let people know. We have kickoff. Ball's worked to near side in the Evergreen half. And this is Blair to take the throw-in as the Sailors won the throw-in. Moss trying to control it, cannot quite do so. Number 7 for Evergreen takes it over, through ball. It's going to be a little bit of a stretch, goes out of bounds, far sideline in the Sailors' offensive third. And they will have a throw-in. That's Armbruster to take it. Gets it to Hager. Working it around. And foot race there. Keelan Vargas gets it up to Bomberski. Bomberski checking in, and she just gets pressured right away. Working it up to trying to get it to Rand, who's still in this game. And we no word from how Hovey or Bauer are doing. They're still on the sideline. Love to see them back in this one as they are the watchtowers for the Sailors defense. Evergreen with the ball and they're attacking third. Doing well to work the ball around, get it to number 9, top of the box. This is dangerous. She dribbles past our players. Good work by Hager to clear it out though. And ball worked out, kept in, and Jamison takes over. She's working her way up the field, trying to find Bomberski. Good run by Bomberski. Can she turn on the Jets? But man, number 6 has a pair of legs, and she creates separation and watches the ball into the feet of the goalkeeper here for Evergreen. I know we touched on it a little bit last half, but the goalkeeper for Evergreen is also their leading goal scorer. You've seen her come up and take a few free kicks for them, and yeah, it's definitely an interesting one here for the goalkeeper situation. I'm not joined by Kenny Reisman because Mr. Vargas and I are working in tight quarters in the box. We moved from the crow's nest down and cross in, comforted it into the arms of Josie Foote. Good work by Foote to come out and get that one. And you're still seeing the attack here from Evergreen. Good win by Moss, trying to get it to Bomberski, but they were not on the same page. Evergreen coming back the other way. Number 10, far sideline for Evergreen, doing some fancy footwork, gets tripped up by Armbruster. We're going to have a foul at a weird angle. It's around the 8-yard line in the football field. And It's far sideline, right on the corner of the box. It could be a dangerous spot for a shot if you can curl it in there, and it can be an even more dangerous place for a cross. We have a right-footed player taking this, means the in-swing of the ball will be on goal, and it goes into the side of the net. Going to be a goal kick here, 4 foot. And real quick, like to thank Yampa Valley Bank, the Yampa Valley locally owned bank with locations in Steamboat and Craig. Josie Foote setting up for the goal kick here. And let's see what happens. She plays it short to Vargas. Vargas now booting it up to midfield, gets met by a Cougar, and Annie Hager takes over possession off the 50-50 ball, getting it out wide to IAD, and cannot quite control it. Evergreen coming back the other way. This team has one heck of an attack. Through ball, did not connect with any Navy jerseys for Evergreen, and if you're tuning in on YouTube, Steamboat are donning their white jerseys in red numbering, and for Evergreen in navy with white numbering. Haley Moss getting some pressure on her back, trying to get a play in, but this Evergreen team is just so quick to defend you when you have the ball at your feet, and it's really disrupting the play for Steamboat. I imagine they addressed that at half, but can't really find a way to control the ball and get it off in the same touch. We have substitutions. Macy Reisman's in for Rand, and then Hodges is in for IAD. Macy Reisman on the left-hand side here, near side. We have a throw in far sideline to Armbruster. Armbruster to Moss, trying to get it. Armbruster will just boot it up the field. Macy Reisman turning on the Jets. It's cleared out of bounds by Evergreen. Going to be a throw in for the Sailors. And man, I'm a little closer to the field, and you see how tall these center backs are for Evergreen, and no wonder they're just so solid. We have Ellie Blair to take this throw in. That's Jameson checking in. She controls it. Good footwork there. Gets it to Reisman. Reisman trying to find Bomberski. Cannot quite do so. Cleared out of bounds. And that is going to be another throw in for Ellie Blair and company. Ellie Blair jogging over to get the ball, finding Haley Moss at her feet. Moss turning, doing well to deal with that tough pressure on her back. She'll switch the field to Hodges. Good look there by Moss. Hodges coming back, trying to find streaking Darby Martinez. Martinez into the box, shot, and it's kind of blocked, still makes its way on goal. It's going to be saved by the backup keeper here for Evergreen, and she'll boot that the length of her half and some more. Annie Hager to defend it. Weird angle, taken over by number 9 for the Cougars. Great defending there by Vargas, and she clears that out of the danger zone. And man, that was dangerous there. Vargas just stepping up and staying strong for Steamboat. And wow, what do you think about that one? Yeah. Papa Vargas liking the strong, steady tackle there for the Sailors. It's cleared out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in right in front of the Evergreen bench. Steamboat Sailors going left to, or right to left more so on your radio dial. Tosses into Darby Martinez. She does well to turn. Can she beat her defender? No. And it's taken over by Jameson at midfield. She'll work it all the way back to Josie Foote. Josie Foote playing with the ball at her feet here. Getting pressed hard by number 9. She'll clear it up to Armbruster, who is in great positioning. Plenty of real estate ahead of her. Trying to find Bomberski. Great ball there. Can Bomberski turn on the Jets? No. It's cleared off by the sweeper keeper. Of course, that keeper is the leading goal scorer for this Evergreen team, and she's comfortable with playing the ball at her feet. It's worked up to Off the kick from Moss, worked up to Bomberski. Can Bomberski get there? The Evergreen defender overran it, gets it out wide to Reisman, but Reisman cannot get there. And now it's coming back the other way. This is going to be played by Josie Foote, booted up the field. Evergreen will control the 50-50 ball at midfield. Dispossessed, that's Blair, getting it to Jamison. Jamison trying to do some fancy footwork, gets dispossessed. Number 19 for Evergreen now coming down near sideline, crossing the box to number 9, who's wide open, shot, and goal for Evergreen. Man, nothing Josie Foote could do there. Ball worked up near sideline, down the field by number 19 for Evergreen. Cross to the top of the box to one of the triplets, and she puts it back past Josie Foote to make it a 2-0 game 10 minutes into this second half. Wonder what the Steamboat Sailors are thinking now. Love to see some life, but it is tough to motivate without your two big defending center backs. Right as I say that, Caroline Bauer getting subbed into the game for Armbruster, who did well getting the start here in the second half, makes her way out. Love to see Bauer back in this game as she got nailed in the head earlier on. Ball's at the middle of the field. Evergreen with possession here, working it out far side to number 19, who had the assist on the last goal. She cannot get there in time. It's going to be a throw-in near sideline in the Sailors' defensive third. That's Ellie Blair back to take it. Sailors trying to work out of some tight quarters here. Tosses in. Good turn by Moss, getting it to Jamison. We're going to have a foul for the Sailors. Free kick. Steamboat Sailors trying to get any bit of life here as they are down 2-0, 10 minutes into the second half, and they've been in this position before against Palisade. Of course, Palisade, another competitive team in our league. This is one of the most competitive teams in the state. No matter the class, this is number 7 coming at the Sailors' defense here. And she passes it out of bounds. Going to be a Sailors throw. Ellie Blair to take it. She's going to try to take a quick one. Decides to slow it down. Gets it to the freshman for the Sailors. Little give and go pass up the field. Jamison playing it with her head, working up the sideline, kicks it off a Cougar. It's going to be a throw-in near sideline for Blair and company. Blair finding Moss, but good pressure by the Evergreen player. Working it around. Sailors get it to Jamison, putting a display of fancy footwork together. Gets it right back to Blair, and it's going to be another throw-in near sideline for the Sailors. Blair to take it, gets it to Jamison. Jamison cannot really work out of the tight quarters there, and it gets kicked out. Throwing in the exact same spot for Ellie Blair. Love to see Blair just throw it up the field here, as it would be nice to have a throw-in like Durango had. Good work by Jamison to turn out of pressure, but she's just met by a defender who's about a foot taller than her, and here comes Evergreen the other way. Number 7 for Evergreen, putting on some fancy footwork. Getting it out wide to the corner. Good work by Vargas to shield that ball out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Josie Foote. While we await for this goal kick, I'd like to thank Steamboat Ace Hardware, the contractors, or the helpful place for just about anything. I left in the mad scramble to fix all of our technical issues. I left my sponsor sheet up in the crow's nest, along with the rosters for both teams. It's all right. I at least have the Steamboat Sailors down. Ball worked in the middle of the field for Evergreen. Evergreen just dominating possession here in this second half. Steamboat Sailors, thank you, not able to play their game as much as they'd like to. And it's going to be a goal kick here for the Sailors. We have 28-27 left. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors behind in this one. We just had a goal from number 7 of the Evergreen team. This is Courtney Vargas taking her space. Plenty of real estate, but met well by Westgard, the solid defender for Evergreen Cougars. And Evergreen coming back the other way. Good win, though, by the Sailors. That's Jamison to take over that 50-50 ball. Hard foul there. Ref will call it. I think he heard Steve Vargas with that one. No, you're good, Steve. I have to refrain from saying that myself, as I'm sure the everybody listening is tired of me talk about referees in my personal bias, but that's too bad. You're going to get plenty more of it this game. That's Martinez with the ball in the middle of the field, getting it out wide to Bauer, who just got subbed in. Bauer trying to find Bomberski, cannot quite do so. Cleared out to the midfield for Evergreen. And it's going to be a throw-in, far sideline at around the 45-yard line in the Sailors attacking half for Evergreen. Evergreen tosses it in. They're just going to possess it here, doing well to work out of tight corners, and that is Martinez to kick that ball out of bounds. Steamboat Sailors trying to climb back into this game. 2-0 the score with 26 minutes left in this second half, and it is do or die now. I imagine that Coach Bowman and Coach Miller will start to play a little bit more offensive. It looks like we're going to have Hovey checking in here after the next dead ball. Hovey getting hit twice really hard in the head, and yet she remains fit to play, which you'll love to see. Never good when you get hit in the noggin. We have a free kick for the Sailors. That is Bauer to take it. Steamboat Sailors trying to get numbers up, as don't need to play as defensive as you would in a 0-0 game. You got to put something on the line here. This is Josie Foote out to play it with her feet. Missed touch, though, and ball on the ground. So is the Evergreen attacker. She slipped trying to change direction off the missed touch of Josie Foote. Steamboat Sailors work it into their midfield, and they're coming back the other way. Taken over by Evergreen, though. Worked back to their defender. Booted up the field. Number 9, who is able to turn on the Jets. Cannot get there before Josie Foote. And Foote to play it now. Throw in, or free kick, more so for Caroline Bauer. Putting it up, trying to find Martinez, but this team is really good at getting the inside positioning on our Steamboat Sailors. And they win the 50-50 ball. It's worked around. Hager to break it up. Worked into the box, though. Ellie Blair looked like she was fouled. Hand was up. No call. Crossing the box. Headed away by Blair. Top of the box. Steamboat Sailors trying to clear it out. Finally do so. And that's number 3, the outside back for Evergreen, that will gain possession and get it up the field. Fancy footwork there. And great hard tackle by Hodges. And kind of questionable. Looked like all shoulder. The ref has been calling a consistent game, though. Hard to complain with that one. And it's a dangerous free kick here. Number 11, one of the twins, to take it. Of course, it's very confusing. Triplets, getting confused. One of the Raps, Elizabeth Rapp, to take this one. She has already had a goal on the day, I believe, and plenty of goals on the season. It's very confusing because all the triplets are 9, 10, and 11. So, shot, it goes high and wide, not too dangerous. It's going to be a goal kick here for Josie Foote. Not before we get a few quick subs. We're seeing Marissa Drobek get subbed back into the game after she went out early with an injury, or what seemed to be an injury. And we also have, is that the youngest Rand coming in? The youngest Rand is getting some time, and I did mention that earlier. I was wondering if we were going to see Ryan Rand and some of the other JV players pulled up. She's getting some time here, and maybe that's who I mistook as Hovey, as Hovey's still on the sideline. Similar, as Kenny and I always say, they all have the same hairdo, and from afar, when you cannot see their number, it's hard to tell. Anyways, Ryan Rand, who is getting her first minutes of playoffs and of varsity this season, and just checking into the game. Ellie Blair working the ball out of tight corners there. Cannot quite get it to a white jersey. A shot on goal blocked away by Bauer and cleared out by Jamison. Steamboat Sailors kind of socked into their defensive half so far. We have 22-16 left on the clock. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors trying to get it back into this one. And man, what a matchup that is. That is Jamison against number 13 for Evergreen. We have a shot on goal, and it goes high. But back to that matchup. Jamison, the freshman, taking on number 13 for Evergreen. Could have been a foul there. Looked clean, though. But that's interesting to see nonetheless, because it is a girl who's small and petite against a girl who is very tall for Evergreen. Goal kick goes straight to the Cougars, coming back the other way. It's number 12, shot on goal, but right to the hands of Josie Foote. She'll pick this one up, but you cannot look past number 24 for the Steamboat Sailors, as that freshman is quite the player, and can't overlook her. This is Evergreen on the attack, top of the box here. Good passing back and forth. Number 7 wide open, shot, and a great save by Josie Foote, keeping the Sailors in this one with a quarter of the game left. And boot is up and goes over the head of Reisman. Going to be a throw-in for Evergreen in their attacking half. Haley Moss staying strong, heading that one out off the throw-in, and Steamboat Sailors getting a high press in here. Boot to the middle of the field. That's Strobeck to chest it to Foote. Foote will boot it up the field, trying to get some offensive possession here. And you wonder at what point you move one of your center backs up forward and get some more attack. You're halfway through the second half. This could be the last 20 minutes of your season, as a foul occurred. It's going to be a free kick for Evergreen. But as I was saying, this could be the last 20 minutes of your season. And for the Steamboat Springs girls soccer seniors, this is the last 20 minutes, or potentially could be the last 20 minutes of your high school soccer career and of high school, as they already graduated. So, not to get emotional, but that is on the line. Waiting for the free kick still. It is in and goes wide into the corner of the box, cleared out by Vargas. Doing well there, and it's going to be a corner kick now for Evergreen. Number 7 to take it for Evergreen. We have 19:15 left. I imagine we'll get a water break here soon for the players. Crossing the box, dangerous spot, but it's headed wide by the Cougars. We do get a water break, and be just a few minutes. We have 19 even on the scoreboard. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors down, but not out in this one. I am very optimistic in just about anything, and I do think that if the Sailors, well, I'll put it this way, where there's a will, there's a way. And I know that this team is gritty. They will be able to work their way back into this one. It's just a matter of how. Of course, Evergreen, number 2 in 4A, but arguably should have been number 1, and arguably one of the top teams in the state. Steamboat Sailors doing well in that first half. They did concede a very early goal, kind of woke them up, knocked out all the jitters that they had, and they realized they need to get into this one. Not too many opportunities on net. I wouldn't say this keeper's really faced more than one shot, as this Evergreen team is very defensively sound. They're quick to pressure your touch, and I think that's what really has interrupted the Sailors team here today. I imagine, though, that this water break is very nice. It's kind of like a timeout for Coach Bowman and company, as I'm sure he has a few things he picked up on to say to his team, some inspirational words. I do know that their motto was, "Why not us?" And at this point, that still is a very strong, very wise saying for this team. Even though you're down 2-0, that's the most dangerous score. 20 or just under 20 minutes left, 19 even left on the scoreboard, as the Sailors in white jerseys, red numbering, take the field. Josie Foote, who has been playing excellent here in this matchup, not able to stop 2 goals, but man, she's been able to stop a whole lot more than anybody asked of her, and she's keeping the Sailors in this game. She has a goal kick here, and I imagine that they probably went to 3 players in the back of the field in the defense for Steamboat, moving maybe an extra player into the midfield or even into the front of the field for the Sailors. This is Moss on the ball, getting it to Ryan Rand. Ryan Rand trying to work it out to Reisman. Right idea, just not far enough out, and it's coming back the other way. Kept in bounds by the left back for Evergreen, and Josie Foote will pick that ball up, usher her team up the field. I imagine she'll just boot it up. It is booted up and controlled by Evergreen, but goes out of bounds. It's going to be a Sailors throw, far sideline, their defensive half right in front of the Evergreen bench. That's Drobeck, who getting her first minutes since she went out early in the first half. We're going to have a foul there for the Sailors. That was Ryan Rand on the ball. Sailors trying to get numbers up, as this is a somewhat rare opportunity for him here in this second half. That's Haley Moss on the ball. We have 4 jerseys on, pressing that line for Evergreen. Looks like they're going to step higher, meaning it's going to be a tighter window. Good ball by Moss, and opportunity here, but gobbled up by the goalkeeper, the emergency goalkeeper for Evergreen, who has done well with what she's had come her way. Reisman on the ball, trying to play it for an overlapping run to Jamison, cannot quite do so. It's going to be a throw-in near sideline at about the 15-yard line. Steamboat Sailors standing up on the bench as they know what they need to do. It's just all about execution at this point. 2-0 score, 17 minutes left. Fouled is Jamison. Jamison been getting some knocks on this one, but staying tough. She, for a freshman, is quite the competitor. Haley Moss to take this free kick. The ref instructing the Evergreen player to take 10 steps back. Steamboat Sailors lined up on the 18-yard box. Wouldn't mind a shot here from Haley Moss. Maybe she heard me. She does put it on goal, but no rebound. We had a little collision there. It looked like 2 Steamboat Sailors fell on the ground, maybe running into each other. But that was the right idea for Moss. I didn't mind it. This keeper's doing well, though. You'd think maybe she's given up rebounds, but she has not. Drobeck doing well to turn out of pressure, getting it up to Jamison. Jamison now trying to Get it back to Drobeck. Steamboat Sailors getting into their attacking half here. Drobeck, great ball. Streaking Bomberski cannot get there in time, though. Gobbled up by the keeper in pink. And we have 15:44 left on the clock. Still counting down, not in your Steamboat Sailors' favor. Well dealt with by Haley Moss to bring that one down out of the air with her head. Evergreen takes over possession, though, working their way through the midfield. Good work by Reisman, putting pressure on. Caroline Bauer out to shield this ball out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in near sideline in your Sailors' defensive third. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors trying to climb back into this one. Jamison with the ball. Just a little handoff to Moss. Moss works it to Vargas. Good through ball by Vargas. 3 Sailors running onto this one. Hodges looks like she can get there. Oh, but good defending by the Cougar. And she's able to kick that one out of bounds. But it's in a good place. Quick throw to Ryan Rand. Intercepted, though, by the Navy jerseys. Kicked right back out of bounds. And Hodges with the broken wrist taking the throw-ins, getting it back to Drobeck. Drobeck cutting and turning. Shot on goal here, and it goes into side netting. It's going to be a goal kick for Evergreen. Real quick, I'd like to thank Russell's Auto Salon, your premier full-service auto body shop where you always meet by accident. Also, I'd like to thank Alpine Lumber, the contractor's choice, the homeowner's friend. We will have a substitution next stoppage in play. Looks like that's Darby Martinez at midfield, ready to come into the game. Caroline Bauer now booting it up the field. Love to see a little urgency here from the Sailors. You're starting to see it, more direct balls, and that's what they have to do to get back into this one. 2-0 score, 13:56 in counting down left on the clock. Not in your Steamboat Sailors' favor. Macy Reisman putting some pressure as there was a weird bounce on the ball, and the Sailors have a throw-in not before Darby Martinez will check into this game. This is Ayad to take the throw-in near sideline in their Sailors' offensive third. Looks like that was Reisman out and Martinez in. It's cleared away by Evergreen, goes right back out of bounds, right where I had threw it in before. She'll have another throw and headed out of the danger zone. This is Evergreen coming the other way. Good physical play there by Moss to win that ball, and it's taken over by Evergreen now, though. Evergreen, through ball. Caroline Bauer turning on the Jets, able to get back, trying to get it to Drobeck. Drobeck trying to keep it in bounds. Cannot do so. Throw in, and the Evergreen Cougars offensive third now worked out far sideline. Good footwork there, but taken over by the Sailors. That's Vargas now. Plenty of real estate. Working it up to Bomberski. Bomberski checking back. Trying to get it through ball to Rand. Cannot quite do so. Taken over by the defense for Evergreen, but an errant pass there, and now the Sailors have the ball, working their way into their attacking third. Good work by Bomberski. This is the freshman Rand with a shot on goal. Oh, and goes into the side netting, but there's some life from your Steamboat Sailors. 12 minutes and 13 seconds left. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors trying to climb back into this one. With every ticking second, it seems harder and harder to do, but if any team can do it, it is them. Boot to the middle of the field. Haley Moss to chest that one. Good work. Sailors with possession. That's Rand. Rand now, the youngest of the Rands. Getting it to Jamison. Jamison doing well to shield her defender off the ball. And Steamboat Sailors having a brilliant moment of possession here. This is Martinez on the ball. To Jamison. Jamison now dribbling, trying to find Bomberski, but cannot quite do so. It's going to go out for a goal kick, but man, you'll love to see that tiki-taka soccer. That's the best possession for the Steamboat Sailors we've seen today, and it looked very promising. Steamboat Sailors, the gap is closing for them to tie up this game. But hey, number 10 versus number 2. Wow. They are playing very well. Many would not have guessed they'd get this far. Steamboat Sailors trying to win the ball. Looks like it's going to go out for possibly a goal kick. Caroline Bauer will keep it inbounds, working it to Ayad. Ayad now up to Martinez, near sideline, getting out of their attacking third and into the middle third of the field. Or defensive third into the middle third. The Cougars take over, near sideline, passing around, and you're just seeing great movement off the ball from the team in Navy. Some sound soccer as a ball is booted up the field and caught by Foot. Foot now. He's going to boot it up, trying to find Rand. Does so. Rand gets it to Vargas. Vargas now to Martinez. Martinez takes a touch over her defender, trying to get it back, but it's blocked. And that's number 13 for the Cougars. It's like we had a handball, but it was more so ball to hand. Number 9 dribbling into the box, trying to take a shot. Is cleared out by Drobeck. It's going to be a throw-in right by the corner flag, near sideline in the Evergreen attacking third. Toss is in, and good defending by Moss. It's going to be Skurski. Does not quite get to Bomberski. It's cleared out of bounds. We have 9:23 left on the clock. 2-0. Still the score here from Evergreen High School. Throw in right in front of the Steamboat bench for Hodges. Looks like Hodges just checked out of the game. And that's the senior Sydney O'Hare getting in her first action. Toss is in, taken over by Evergreen though. Booted up the field, and Josie Foot out to play it. Foot taking a touch, looking to knock this one far up the field. Does so. Gets it to Bomberski, who controls. Does well to get by her player. Trying to get it to Jameson, but it hits Ryan Rand on the way, and cannot be controlled by anyone before it's cleared out of bounds by Evergreen. Tosses in, cleared out, and that's Drobeck who wins it. Drobeck trying to win the ball back there. Does well, wins a, well, again, I'm biased. I thought that was a Sailors throw-in. It's going to be an Evergreen throw-in, though. 8:11. Clock still not in our favor. Sailors down 2-0, trying to climb back within the last 10 minutes. No one said it was impossible. I've seen a hat trick scored within 2 minutes and like 30 seconds before. So I'd staying optimistic here. I know this team can do it. They are very gritty, very hard-fought team. Putting the pressure high. Darby Martinez trying to reach that foot out and control that ball. Cannot quite do so. Goes out for a throw in near sideline in the Evergreen attacking half. Steamboat Sailors trying to do anything they can. Toss is in, booted up the field. That's Caroline Bauer out to deal with it. Kicks it off. An Evergreen player, going to be a throw in near sideline, deep in the defensive half for the Sailors. And we're going to have a few quick substitutions. Rand in for Rand. And then that is Ava Rose checking into this game. She's getting her first minutes of this second half. We have 6:46 left on the clock. And Steamboat Sailors still trying to climb back into this one. We have Peyton Rand now, who just subbed in for her younger sister, taking this throw-in. Tosses in, headed by Evergreen, picked up by Foot, worked out to Drobeck. Drobeck now trying to run it down before it goes out of bounds. She does so, boots it up the field, trying to find Bomberski, cannot quite do so. It's cleared out of bounds, and Steamboat Sailors trying to usher their team up the field. Bench still on their feet, as this is the team's motto is "We are one tribe," and you can see that with the team. They've been on their feet all game. We have an offsides call on Evergreen. And we do not have a ball. There we go. We're going to have a free kick coming at you, brought to you courtesy by Caroline Bauer. She'll try to boot this as far as she can up the field, trying to find Ava Rose. Could not quite do so. And Evergreen has the ball now in the middle third of the field. That's Drobeck. Gets it to Sydney O'Hare. O'Hare with a great touch, trying to get it out to Bomberski. Little hiccup there, but the Sailors coming back the other way. Oh, and Sydney O'Hare trying to put on the pressure. You're seeing a lot of life from her, and she's doing well to usher this team, trying to get a goal. You'd love to see at least one. Drobeck wins the ball in the middle of the field, then it's kicked out of bounds. We're going to have a few more substitutions. This is Hodges in for Bomberski, and Armbruster in for Gwen Jameson. We have 2:42 left on the clock, 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors down in this one, and still trying to stay optimistic. We have a throw in for Drobeck, far sideline. It's kicked up the field by Evergreen, probably trying to target the corners and waste the last dying seconds of this clock. Tosses into Bauer. Bauer trying to get it back to Drobeck. Drobeck cannot get there before it goes out of bounds. And Steve Vargas realizing he forgot to press record on the camera, but that is okay. Papa Ray's just going to be on you next time. Steamboat Sailors trying to win the ball. I think they earned a free kick. It's going to be Drobeck back to take it. Booted up the field to half. It's controlled by Evergreen. Moss now trying to win a 50-50 ball. Does so. Gets it to Rose. Vargas to Martinez. Martinez dribbling into her attacking half. Great ball. Keegan Rand streaking, trying to get there. And it's cleared out of bounds. Throw in for the Sailors. We have Armbruster take the throw and trying to find Martinez. We have another throw in coming right at you. Armbruster trying to find Rand. Goes over the head of Rand, cleared out, but one, and then cleared out again. Vargas kind of getting sandwiched there. Loses that 50-50 ball. Here comes number 9, one of the triplets for Evergreen. She passes it off to her sister. Top of the box. Back to number 9. Cleared out by Courtney Vargas, and now Steamboat trying to work it out. A long shot goes high and wide, never threatening to Josie Foote. We're going to have a goal kick, and we have 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. 2-0 to score. Steamboat Sailors down. And still seeing lots of fight in the Sailors team. Love to see at least one goal before time expires. This Evergreen team is a very, very strong side, and man, if you lose to anybody, you'd like to lose to a team like this. Of course, the game is not over yet. This is O'Hare. Great pass to Martinez. Martinez has an opportunity here. Shot. Oh, it goes wide. Last time in 5 years. Can't complain with that. And at this time, with a minute 33, 3-0 to score, you just like to reflect on how much this team accomplished and just how well of a team they are. They worked so well together throughout the whole season. And just their team chemistry is better than anything we've seen. And you know they're going to be bummed, but this Evergreen team is very strong. Darby Martinez trying to chase down a ball. It goes out of bounds. Calling for a throw-in. Will not get that called. EVERGREEN throwing in for defensive third. Clock still not in favor. Don't you hate when that happens? We are within the last minute of play. 3-0 score. Steamboat Sailors. The task almost seems impossible at this point as we have a foul team. And man, I'd say, and I'll ask you, Steve, if you feel the same way, but I think that this EVERGREEN team can go all the way.
They did it last time.
They did. With 8 seconds left, it is heartbreaking, but at the same time, you just gotta admire what they accomplished here in this 2021 season. And that is the final. 3-0 the score. Steamboat Sailors lose to the EVERGREEN Cougars. Despite a hard-fought game, they are not able to come away from this one. But they got further than anybody else thought. Just got to appreciate what this team did in this 2021 season and reflect on all the good times. Live from EVERGREEN High School, this is Murphy Bowman signing off.